say a big welcome to Felix Stichert from all the way from Berlin, who is head of sales for Prop Now and the developers of the iBid system. So what I've decided to do for this morning is we're going to have just like 5 minutes, quick conversation about just feedback from Build, if anybody wants to give feedback from Build, and then we're going to like can the rest of the agenda, which we normally do, so that we can give Felix as much time as possible. And I want to obviously have at least kind of 15 minutes at the end for you guys to ask questions. So yeah, let's get the most out of this, out of the session that we can. So Felix, thanks for joining us, and it's really great to have you on the call. So guys, yeah, how was Build? Stick up a hand if you want to give some feedback from the Build conference and anything in particular that you kind of came away with, or changes you're going to be making in your business. So that would be great to hear. So yeah, stick up a hand if you want to give some feedback. Johan, how's it? Morning, go for it.
Morning, Steve. Morning, everybody. I think the Build was, again, one huge success, and congratulations to you and the team for putting an excellent conference together. It was really great. I think the one thing that really stuck out for me is the collaboration. And I've done quite a lot of collaboration in my few months with EXP. And many of my deals were landed as part of the collaborating effort. So I would like to encourage everybody to collaborate more. And then I had somebody who I spoke to frequently. I visited him in Pretoria, and just to tell him about EXP, and at a conference, Alet joined up with us, and he said, oh, by the way, I decided to join, and I'm going to join under you as my sponsor. So I was very pleased about that.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, Johan. Yeah, that collaboration thing did stick out. In fact, to me, one of the outstanding presentations of the whole thing was Brad Neal's. I think he went through three keys to success, the three sort of secrets, and one of them was the fact that he began working more proactively with other agents. And not even EXP agents. You know, he would run these little mini open hours for all of the agents in the area, and I said it just transformed how he marketed property. So yeah, well done to Brad. I did think the Build conference was an enormous success. The feedback we've got both from all of the delegates, both agents and guests, and then the international speakers has been outstanding. And we heard via the grapevine that Glenn Sanford was incredibly impressed with the event. I mean, it was a world-class event. It really was. And thanks to all of the team that did that. Michelle, you got your hand up.
Morning, Steve.
Morning.
I didn't attend conference due to family circumstances. I had a bit of an emergency, so I had cancelled at the last minute. And I have to say I had such FOMO just hearing all the success stories, the inspiration, and yeah, that came back from it. And I can't wait for next year because I will not miss it for anything. So yeah.
Michelle, great. And I'm sorry to hear about the family emergency. I trust that all worked out okay.
All good, thank you.
Right. Well, we're sorry not to have you.
Next year I'll be there.
Cool. Guys, 5 more seconds. If you want to make a comment about Build, would love you to. Jan and then Louise. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it was great. Steve, such an excitement to be there and to meet people. You know, once again, I'm always amazed at how I walk in the room and I see someone like I know them, and I've just met them for the first time. For example, Ashley, who I'm seeing you now. I thought, I know Ashley, but we've never met before. And I think it's because of the culture, you know, which has been created on this group and which EXP allows for. And it's just been wonderful to go and just to connect and chat to people. Just that was wonderful. And well done. And also, you know, just to see a guy like Glenn Sanford, I was just in awe. You know, I admire international businessmen like that, and I admire innovators. What he achieved, and he was in the room there talking to people. I mean, wow, That's really amazing. Yeah, it was great.
Great, Jan. Thank you. Louise.
Hi guys. Yeah, what I found amazing is that someone like Sheila Fisher just took voted under her wing and one of my prospects and just told him and pulled him in, and I found them so approachable and so friendly and easy to be with. So Stephen, fantastic. I really enjoyed it, and it made a huge difference in just how I see how it's so much easier to build it now because you have that backing and you can actually pick up a phone or a WhatsApp or a workplace call to one of these people, and they're happy to collaborate with you and help, which for me was phenomenal.
Yeah, they're here to help us.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Great. Thanks, Louise. Ash, that was it. Nice to see you.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep.
My device, I was just struggling with the laptop this morning. Just wanted to say, echoing what everyone has said, I think the spirit behind the event is what is so important, and it's the caliber of people that were part of the event, Steve, we so appreciate. It makes such a difference when you're dealing with people of this nature. It's not just their caliber because of their success, it's because of who they are. And it made such an impact on us. They are people of excellence, and I could see that they are selfless, and they made such an impact on all of us. I think we were quite emotional in day two, just because of everything that had been shared, and we could see that there was a genuine love and a care to see the whole group succeed, and it was powerful. I had friends and colleagues, and they came down. They flew down from Joburg, and then one of my other contacts in Cape Town. They were equally impacted. In fact, I think two of them are here today. They're on the call. Just want to say hello to them, to Michelle and Andre. But this is life-changing, and I just want to encourage the group that you never know how this is going to impact someone for the better, just to expose them to people who are amazing. They are just the way they think. This is a company, in my opinion, with high caliber individuals who actually care about others, and that is what makes all the difference when we compare ourselves to other businesses. And what I took away from the whole event was an emphasis on team. I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into, I would just say, capitalizing on the energy and momentum that's created from team, because together we can build stronger and longer and deeper and wider.
Great. Thanks, Ash. Guys, we've got 2 minutes, and then I'm handing over to Felix. So let's go Sarah and Christine, and then we're done. All right, Christine, you take it.
Steve, I think we all basically say the same thing, just in different words. Our appreciation is there. For me, if you expose a person to the model explain, it gives us what the business is about, or how the business works. But when we go to build, it shows us the heart of the business. And that to me, and that is a very beautiful heart. And for me, what I took away from it was, we have an incredible opportunity, the best that we can get in our industry. We have all the tools to build it, and we've got the best support structure. And, so it's up to each and every individual to use the tools, to use the opportunity, to use the support structure to create his own success. Thank you, Steve. It was an amazing event.
Thanks, Christine. Okay, so just from me, thank you to all of you that came down from from other parts of the country, like Ash. Amazing that you traveled. And the funny thing is, the more you sacrifice to be at an event like that, the more you seem to get out of it. So yeah, kudos to you, Ash, and to the rest of you guys who traveled down. And for those of you who are on the call today who were speakers at the event or volunteers, I want to thank you all for your participation. Yeah, I mean, it really was a collaborative effort, and it was a phenomenal event. So I want to thank all of you guys that played your part. Okay, cool, guys. That's excellent. Thanks for the feedback. You're welcome to put comments in the chat. There's a nice group of us here today, 153 of us, which is excellent. I'm glad for that, because this iBid system is very powerful. And Felix, I hand over to you. I thank you for your time with us again. You're welcome to share your screen. Let me actually make you an admin so that you can do that.
That would be perfect.
Add as co-host. Okay, you're a co-host. I think you can share your screen now. You're very welcome, Felix, and over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, and thanks to all of you that you are here today. So as Christina said, right, EXP is giving you the tools to make the right business every day, and we are talking today about iBid, the digital offer management solution for EXP South Africa. So it's one of the tools which you can use to be more efficient, to get better results in the end, to have more satisfied buyers and also sellers. And I will show you today in a short run through how this is working, about, first of all, about the process. And at the second part, we can also do a live process. That means that I will invite you. For the invite, I need your email addresses. So feel free to already start to share your email addresses into the chat box. Then I can copy them and invite you later on. I will show you then how this is looking for the agent, how this is looking for the buyer. And you have also the possibility that the seller is also attending the process just as a viewer, for sure, not as an active player. So he can't make his own bids, but he can also see how the process is running, how the price is developing while the process. And this is always also a big education for him, to tell him, okay, that is the worth of your property, or that is the worth of my property. And all the things which have said the real estate agent beforehand are true, as we are having sometimes the problem. The trust of the seller, maybe also in the market evaluation which you have given to them and so on, is sometimes a little bit differing to his thoughts, and this is always also helping you. So I will now share my my presentation with you. Then we there, we need this one. That. Can't do. Try it again, just a sec.
So guys, while Felix is trying to do that, okay, there we go. Put your email address in the chat. If you haven't seen this before, it's phenomenal. We're actually going to participate in an auction, and you'll see how the process works. You'll get the automated emails from the system. So if you haven't done so, put your email address in the chat bar.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so now everybody can see my presentation. EXP iBid, the digital offer management solution, thanks Monica, makes the sale very transparent and fair. And we have created this solution to support the agents, not to replace them. And for sure also, the process needs to be supported by you. So if you are not talking to your prospects, for example, or if you're not explaining this, how to place an offer, and so on, this will also not help. So it's always a collaboration between you and our tool, and which is then creating at the end a really good result. Also regarding the transparency which we are giving here. So with iBid, we are digitalizing the offer process between the prospect and the agent, and we're making it transparent. You're inviting the people into a digital room in a way of where they can place their offers, and in the open offer process, they are able to see then the value of the offers from the other people's, and they can see, okay, and decide, should I make a better offer or not? Should I go a little bit higher or not? And with this transparency, we are deslining these things which we are seeing here. So means the buyer, at first, he's very happy, and at the second, maybe he thinks he has overpaid because he don't know how far the offers have been from the other people's. And even the unsuccessful buyer maybe have heard this sentence, if I had known the price, I would have offered more. This was what we have seen before we were developing the open offer process. And even out of this group, from the unsuccessful buyers, we are hearing that they are feeling, even if they don't get the property at the end, they're feeling anyway like a winner because they know how far the price was going up. Beforehand, regarding the lack of transparency, they didn't know that. And now they know, and because of that, they feel even better, even if they don't get the property at the end, because they know, okay, there have been 2 or 3 or 4 people which have been a little bit higher, and that's fine for them then. And even the seller, I don't think I get the best price. For sure, for him, it's also very, as I said, educational to see how the development of the pricing is going up for his property. And then he's also understanding a little bit more about the actual price. So we are here in an auction-based system. I have to say we are not in an auction, right, by law and anywhere else, but the system which we have created is auction-based. So we have the possibility to be like an English auction, for example. We have a start price. We have fixed steps which they have to go up. And that is always creating a really good trust. And it's nearing also the buyer and the seller near to each other. So means if we have a big gap between the seller and the buyer, then this helps also to get them nearer to each other. When do I start the iBid? When do I setting up this iBid, or how can I get this into my process? iBid is for the price finding and for the offer submission. So means it's in the middle of the process of your selling, and you start the acquisition of the prospect over Property24, over your portals where you are online and where you're doing it. You can also add some of the text snippets which have been created by the marketing of EXP. So Ravi is always a good point, or Sia or Stuart to get them, but these things are they're already online, so you can add this into the property description, into the ad of Property24, for example. You do the pre-qualification and then you do the viewings. Time-wise, it's always helpful to plan for this acquisition and marketing phase something like 2 or 3 weeks. So means you take it online, you are getting the requests. The viewing time, the viewing period should be at the end of this acquisition and marketing phase. So means that all of the prospects are in a way or are into 2 or 3 days into the viewings, that they are all near to each other, these time slots. And after that, you are starting to setting up the iBid. You invite the people via email and via SMS. And then, for example, they have 5 to 12 days time to place their offers. They can do this online from anywhere on the world, via mobile, via laptop. They have to verify the offers via an SMS code. And this makes it also more emotional binding. We are creating here an auction-based, not just an auction-based system, also an auction-based emotion into the process. We have heard this by Monica as she was talking to the prospect, to the buyer at the end. If you are you satisfied with that? And he was saying, yes, I am satisfied because I want this property, and and now I got it. At the end, I was not planning to pay such a high price, or pay this price, better to say, but he's very happy that he has get it that. And after the process, or at the end the process, we have a 15 minutes anti-snapping time. So means if you have set it up the end for Sunday 6 o'clock, for example, and someone is placing an offer 5 or 10 minutes before the end, then the whole process will extend from this time step 15 minutes and again until no one is placing an offer for the last 15 minutes. And at this time, at the end of the process, we are always receiving the most number of offers. And after that, it goes to an attorney. Sorry. And something to add, we are creating the full OTP from EXP South Africa with our system. So this is fully digitalized. So means also if they are changing the offer, you don't need to rewrite again everything. No, everything is directly done with our system. We have used here the OTP from EXP South Africa, so you can use this straight away after the process with the buyer. It's fully integrated in Rep, so means you can take over automatically the listing details which are into Rep. You can also invite the people out of Rep and so on. So this is very easy. With some clicks, you have created the process, and then you can start. We have three different offer processes. So means we have the open offer process. Everybody can see the offers of each other. It's very transparent. You have also flexible bidding options. I cannot show them all today because we are a little bit limited in time. But if you have more questions, for sure, shoot them out, or just send me an email afterwards. I will also send you the slides which I'm presenting here afterwards, if you like, and if you have given me your email address into the chat box. So means we have the open offer process. There we have high demand. We have many people which are, or we have at least 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people which have said, okay, I would like to place an offer on the starting price. And then we have here a really good demand and a really good dynamic. We have the sealed offer process, which is a little bit the traditional offering process. So it's sealed, no one can see the offers of the others. You can test the market, or you can do private sales with that. And they all also can just do one single bid. And then individual offers, we have here a possibility to receive offers for properties, for example, for which we are not concentrated on right now, for example. So if you have a property where you do a viewing every 2 or every 3 or every, I don't know how many days or weeks, then you could, or you will be asked, or you will ask at the end the prospect, okay, would you like to make an offer? And the prospect is saying, or the viewer is saying, yeah, maybe. Then you can send them a link to an individual offer. They can place their offer 24/7, and then you're receiving some offers. And at the end, you could also take all these individual offers over into the open offer process. So individual offers could be also a first step to get a little bit, the timing of the market or the pricing of the market, and then you can do the open offer process. So the open offer process is also the king's way. So 95% of our processes are done with the open one, because this is really transparent. It creates a lot of trust also in your direction, and it creates a high dynamic. Also with the open offer process, we have here a third communication partner. So means usually you are receiving the offers from the prospect, and you have to talk then to the prospects when was coming in a higher offer, for example, and you have to call the ones which are below that and ask or tell them, okay, sorry, there's another offer. Would you like to go up? So this is also overtaken then from iBid, because we are communicating the price, and because of that you have a third partner, as I said, into the communication process, which creates also more trust and takes away the bad cop position from your side. So for the sellers, we are always creating the best market price. We have a faster sales. You can do a fact-based sales decision. The buyer has also trust, transparency, and a fair chance at the end of the offer process, which I said was the 15 minutes. So the anti-sniping time, and it's secure. So you are deciding who will be invited into the process. So you are deciding that, and you invite the people like I show you in some seconds. And on the right-hand side, we have your USPs. We have a massive time saving for sure, because we don't have the analog calling time. We don't have to rewrite again the OTPs and so on. So this is really helping you to concentrate on much more valued things. You don't have any extra fees because EXP is taking everything over. And we have here a seamless integration with EXP into the system. Is this working? Yes, it is. We have already sold more than 6,000 properties successfully with our open offer process. We are operating now in 10 countries. Each bidder places an average of 3.2 offers, so means I would overbid myself more than 2 times, which is resulting in a really good price increase. It works across all price ranges from 600,000 Rand to 300 million Rand. We have had already properties into our processes. And what I said with the anti-sniping time at the end, or almost 70%, 67% of the offer processes are extended by about 45 minutes. And most or more than the half of all the bids are placed during this period. So because of that, this is just working online. And to add one more thing, you cannot just use EXP iBid to sell the property. Here you can see in the last line, you can use it also as a unique listing tool. So it means you can also do a test sale with the seller into the acquisition meeting, and you could invite him, or you could also just show him the process or present him the process, how you will sell his property. And we have agents which are winning 5 out of 6 new listings just by offering the digital offer process iBid for them. So next step would be to see how it's working. So I will now change my screen. And oh yeah, I need some time to get all the emails, but this will work. Okay, so
while Felix is doing that, let's have a little bit of a conversation. Monica, why don't you give us your little testimonial of using iBid?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. How's it, Monica?
Good. Okay, so yes, I was fortunate enough to jump on one of the first introductions to the PropNow system, which bringing it into EXP was branded EXP iBid. At the time when I started testing it, it hadn't been branded and approved by EXP as such yet. So I had to find a name that I could use for the purpose, and I refer to it as my offer management system, and I still prefer using that name for the simple reason that a lot of buyers don't want to be involved in an auction. So what I did was I had a listing available, which was a deceased estate. It was in bad condition to start off with, but I got the mandate from the executor, and that I got that with prior to Prop now bringing in iBid into EXP. I listed the property at a particularly good price because of the amount of work it needed. And what I found is I got a lot of inquiries. So in April of last year, I had the similar situation. And what I ended up doing there is I had 23 viewings with 13 offers from 13 different individuals that I needed to try and manage, which was incredibly difficult. I spent about 3 days sitting just doing offers backwards and forwards. So when this opportunity arose, I thought, gee whiz, this could make my life a whole lot easier in an event like this. So I used it on this property. So I arranged multiple viewings at once, because obviously that increases your the urgency amongst the buyers, which is what you want. If you want to create competition between buyers wanting the property. And so I would have a viewing scheduled for an hour. I would invite all of the inquiries. About 7 would arrive. They'd all go through the property, come out and whisper like, how do I get it? What do I need to offer to get this property? And I said, look, I've got this new system that I'm using. It's an offer management system. I'll send you an invite, which is very important that you tell them that, because people don't want to click on a link because of viruses and things. So you tell them, I'm going to be sending you an invite. It will come through to you on an email. When you've got that email, click on the link. It takes them through to the system, and you explain all of this to them when you're speaking to them, and you say, so this system will send you this email, you click on it, there's nothing to download, and you don't need to register. It takes you straight into the system. They like that because they don't want to register. They don't want to use passwords. They don't want to use any of those things. So I then would send each one of them, and I'd do multiple viewings and have multiple interested buyers. And each time I would just send them a new invite. Because the next question that you get is, okay, so if you've already got an offer, what are my chances and what do I need to offer? And will I get the opportunity to make a better offer if someone else beats me? And I would say, look, the system is completely transparent. You'll be able to see how many offers there are and for what amount. And you will be given the opportunity to kick in and increase your offer. The buyers absolutely loved that idea. It's just the fact that they get given the opportunity to increase their offer. So this is what I did, and I had about 23 people that I invited to the system. It came down to about 6 people in the end that actually participated actively, and we went through the process. So the property I had listed at 950,000. I started the offers, I opened the offers from about 700, because you do want them to think that they're in control and they can like start making their offers really low because the property needs a lot of work, etc., etc. So I opened on iBid, I opened it at offers from 700. I think I set the increments to 10,000. So each person who wanted to increase needed to increase by 10,000. And this, I had it open for about a 2-week period because I was still doing viewings. I needed to be able to give everybody a fair chance, and I'd keep introducing them to the system. And they would obviously get these notifications, there's a better offer, do you want to increase? And that would work. So,
sorry, I'm just going to pause you for a second. Felix,
sure.
Just tell us when you're ready. Okay.
Yes.
Are you ready to go, Felix?
Yes, I'm ready to go. I just need
Perfect.
to find the right window. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt your story, Monica.
No problem at all. Felix and I know I need to keep going for a while.
Perfect.
Okay, Felix, back to you. And then Monica, maybe you can tell us in the chat roll how many bids you got and what was the final selling price. I'm quite keen to know what the final selling price was actually.
Perfect. So now I will show you how to set up the process. So we'll also make a really fast run through that in seeing the time. So now you can see all my rep systems. So I've just entered now the listings, and I have here my listings, and then I go into the listing details on this side. If you scroll down, you can go, or you can click here the button to offer up. This button means that you are taking over all the details from the property directly into Prop Now. So if we are clicking on this one, then everything is taken over, like the title, picture, for example, the price, and so on and so on. And the next step, we have to prepare the data for the offer letter. So means you need to verify all the details which have been taken by the synchronization from rep to Prop Now. So you can see we have here everything which is needed. Then for the OTP, we have the conveyancer, we have the FE, the ERF number, if the property is bonded to. We can also say which compliance certificates are available. We can go to next. We can say, okay, we have an exclusive sole mandate or not. We can say if we have a VAT liable purchase or not. And we can set up the commission, which is paid. All the details of the seller can be also inserted here. We can set up the handover date, where we have always sometimes here, for example, the drop-down menus. And we can here also fill in other description and important informations from your side. So from the agent side, means if you have something which you would like to have confirmed or which should be also a part of the OTP, then you as an agent can fill in this extra other conditions or important informations into this field. They have to be verified by the prospect while he's placing an offer, and they will be also into the OTP. Then you can upload the property documents, which they need to make a proper decision at the end, or which they need also at the end to go to the bank to get the financing. So now we have set it up all the data for the offer letter. We are clicking save, and then we have the three processes from which I was talking. We have here the open offer process, where we can decide when the bidding period, for example, is starting. So means we can also invite the people today and, for example, start the bidding time on Friday and let it end on Sunday. So this creates for sure also a better dynamic if the bidding period is a little bit compressed. And this is always working the best if the bidding time is as short as possible. And I've sometimes here in Europe, or here in Germany and Austria and so on, we have sometimes processes which are taking just 2 days. But also we have processes which are taking 14 days, for example. So it depends a little bit on how your prospects are, how fast they are, and what you are requesting from them. So now I will do now. In Germany, we are always ending the process, for example, on Sunday, 6 o'clock. So means you need to take here a time where the people are available for sure, because as you have seen, the most offers are placed at the end. So the most dynamic is happening there, as Monica was saying, maybe later on. And this is always very important. Then afterwards, you can say the validity of the purchase offers, how long they are valid. For sure, this is not law binding, or this is not binding by law. for the buyer and not for the seller. This is also very important. So means this is the digital way of the offer process, which you are doing usually in an analog way. So this is not changing something on the law side. Then we have the starting price, which could be, for example, 950,000 Rand. And below that, we have the minimum offer increase, which was done by Monica for 10,000. If we have here a higher starting price, like, I don't know, 9 million, for example, for sure, we have higher minimum offer increases. The prospects are always able to place a higher step or a higher offer than, for example, in this case, 10,000 Rand. But this is the minimum that we are not ending up with 500 Rand, 50 Rand, and something like that, right? So we are starting with 950, clicking save. Then we have defined the key parameters for the iBid. We have to open the round to confirm that we get the short summary, when it's ending, when it's starting. Then we say yes. And now we can invite the new customers. So invite the new customers can be done out of rep. If I don't have the customers in rep, I can invite new customers over this form, for example. I will do a short invite me. It's always helpful to invite them on both ways. So means by email and by SMS, because then you're sure that they are really getting this. You can require some documents from them. So like the identity document or a copy, better to say, or a proof of financing. And you can say when the property was visited, in this case, and you can invite the people. So I will show you soon how the process is working to place an offer. Beforehand, I will invite you all. So sorry, I was doing this automatically, so your names are a little bit awkward, but okay, there's something missing. Not sure if this email address is right. This is double. And maybe this is also double. I think this is okay. And then I click invite. And now you're receiving all an email and an SMS. Soon. And I will show you now how to place an offer. So I have changed now the view to the prospect side. So means I have received an email with the invitation to the digital offer process. And here I can get all the information, when it's starting, when it's ending. I am receiving here information about the SMS code verification here and about the anti-sniping time. And here in the end, you as an agent are always the contact address. And I click continue. Here I have to insert the missing data. So this will be also required by you if you're placing now an offer. You can just use some test data for sure. You can add another buyer if you want, or if you would like to buy the property with your spouse, for example. Then you click continue. You can download the description, which we have uploaded beforehand. You need to confirm that you have received them, the privacy, and we have here the test condition, which was placed by the agent. And then we can continue. We are inserting the price. In this case, the start price is also the minimum price. I have viewed the property, or I have not viewed the property, I can say, and I want to purchase the property unseen, or I want to submit the offer subject to viewing the property. So we have here all the possibilities which were usually in your process. We have also the possibility now, thanks to Monica, that he can say a suspensive condition like sale of own property or other conditions, and then he can continue. We are not requesting the buyer documents. And now we're receiving, or we are getting here, a real EXP South Africa OTP, so the digital offer. It's a little bit longer. And for the verification, we need to request the SMS code. I'm receiving this automatically. There we are. If you don't receive that, then there comes a message that, for example, your SMS is a little bit delayed, and then you have here also the possibility to get a call. I can submit my purchase offer, and now I'm the highest bidder. So here we have all the people which I have invited. I have here some people which are in progress, so means they have already finished the first page. So you as an agent are always able to see a little bit also where the people are right now into the process. And if someone has placed another offer, then here Brand is already asking for the SMS code. So I also can see that. What could happen now is that someone is placing a higher offer than you while you are placing an offer. So means it could be possible that you need to increase your offer before you have verified that. This is for sure just happening if we are inviting 120 people or 130 and ask them right now to place an offer. But also for this possibility, we have here a solution. So we have seen that Brand was already placing a higher offer than me. And if I go back to the buyer side, I have received, first of all, a confirmation for my offer. I have received as an agent the confirmation for the offer from this customer. And as a buyer, I have received an email that an additional offer was placed of 970,000 Rand. For sure, as a buyer, I can't see that this is coming from Brand. I can see this just as an agent. So this is fully anonymized into the direction of the prospects. And then I can just go to my offer and I can see, oh my goodness, there have been some other offers placed. I can see here the list, 980, 1 million, and so on. And I can easily increase my purchase offer by 1,020,000. I'm receiving again my OTP, so this is automatically actualized. I can request my SMS code again. I get this automatically. Not sure if I'm fast enough for all of you. Unfortunately, we already received a higher offer. So now I need to adjust my offer then. I can continue again. Request the new SMS code. Let's see if I'm fast enough this time. 281343. They can be, okay. Now I need to call me. This is also very easy. So just click on call me. Okay, so now I have the SMS code, but now I'm again overbidden. So this is very easy. You don't need to fill in again all your details. And you as an agent can see then here into this list which offers have been placed. You can get also see that into the email confirmation. So means you are always up to date. And all your prospects are also always up to date because they can see here over the list of offers what is happening and how is the price. So now I will invite shortly the seller. So this is also a very helpful possibility. And as said, I will invite the seller for sure, not as a bidder. I will invite the seller as a viewer. So he will receive now an offer process tracking link. He can click on that and he is seeing this dashboard. So means he can always see where the price right now is. Just invite the seller when something is happening. So means near to the end, right? Otherwise, he would call you every day and would ask why is nothing happening, because at the first days, usually it's not really happening something. And I have also agents which are inviting the seller into the office. So they're making a small event out of that, watching like a football game, the last hour or the extension time of the selling process, putting something to drink. And I've heard many very funny stories about that. And even on the prospect side, you can use this also as an event. I have some agents when they have, for example, a young family as a prospect, they say, yeah, then bring your whole family together to the end of the process when you're placing the offers. And this is always, yeah, very cool also for the family. And I've heard from an agent as a feedback that she was hearing from a prospect that the grandmother in the background was shouting, okay, make it one more time. I will give you something for this property from my bank account. So even for them, it's yeah, very exciting. So we can see here also, we have here a failure message. So the email notification could not be delivered. For example, in this case, you can click here on the right-hand side on the envelope and can see, okay, I'm sorry, the email is maybe wrong, or I don't know, the post box is full, however. So you are always in the driver's seat. You can see everything, what is happening. You can see here, for example, which notifications are delivered. You can also block customers here on this side. You can bring in offers on behalf of a customer. So means if you have someone into the process who's saying, okay, I'm not a friend of the digital world, but the agent, here's my offer. You can click on this cloud with this arrow, and you can just upload an offer for someone who's not a friend of the digital world. And he will be then also into the process, and the offer will be presented to the other people, right? So this is always very important. You can reject also offers. You can also offers or confirm the offers with the SMS code. So means if someone is not getting the process at the end, or if he's so excited that he don't know how to do, and he's calling you and he's telling you, okay, I have prepared my offer, like me, for example, here, you can just mark this name, go to offers, and then you can confirm the offer for the customer. So you can always help the customer to get the offers into the process. And this helps you at the end to get more offers, to present more offers, then also to the seller. And this is making you more successful at the end to conclude, to make a successful sale. At the end, we have the 15 minutes anti-sniping time, so means it's extended by another 15 minutes. Now I will end this round prematurely that you can see what is happening then. Or Steve, do you think we should give a little bit more time to place offers?
No, I think we've seen a good illustration of it. So go ahead.
Perfect, thank you. So then we click yes. In this case, usually it's ending by itself, right? So usually it's done by automation, but we don't want to wait all together here until Sunday. So now everybody has received, where is it? We have received the email that the offer process has finished, that the current highest offer is 2 million rand. Ha, that's nice. Thank you. I will send you my contact, my banking account. And the offers will now discuss with the seller, right? So you, as an agent, will get also now an overview with all the offers, with all the maximum offers, and with all the OTPs of the people which have attended the process. It's taking a little bit longer because you have such a long OTP, but you will see here now the list with all the offers, or with all the highest offers, then with all the offers, and all the OTPs of the people which have done that. And then we have also the sale wizard here, which is helping you to select the favorite buyer. So means you can click here, for example, on Johan's name, because the seller was deciding to go with the highest bidder, and then tell him, okay, you are the winner. And you can also say here then to the other ones, I'm sorry, the seller was choosing someone else. For sure, directly after that, you should not reject all the offers, right? So I would take here at least the highest 3 ones into the backhand, and then go on and tell the other ones that we have decided for someone else. And now I will decide for me, sorry to say, because then I can show you how it's working, right? And the other ones I will reject now, submit. So now you all which have attended are receiving an email that your offer was not being chosen into this process, and I will receive the email that my offer has been chosen. And then I also have the OTP, including the signature line. It should be here, or it should be in another way. There. So I can now just print out the OTP, and I have here also the possibility to let this signed, because for sure digital signature is not possible in South Africa. So we need to do this with ink, but this can be now just printed out. You can go to the seller, you can go to the prospect, and everything can be signed with this. So, perfect. So this is the process, how it's working. If you have questions now, we can talk about them. Oh, sorry, Steve, I was taking a little bit over time.
No, Felix, that's great. This system is phenomenal. I can't wait to see what it does for the agents. So guys, let's stick up our hands if we've got questions, and if you need to go, I know it's 9:30, you're welcome to leave, but let's stick around, Felix, as long as you are willing to to stay with us. Let's keep the meeting going and let's answer the questions. So, Felix, I'll let you manage all the questions. You can see who put their hands up first, and I'll just let you do it.
Okay, perfect. I'm not sure who was putting up at first, but I will do.
It'll be the name at the top. So
Okay, thank you.
Mariki is first.
Mariki
Sorry,
is first.
accidental hand raise there, but it's a brilliant system. Cannot wait to get stuck into it. Thank you, Felix.
Perfect, you're welcome. So it's already available. Just go into Rep, into the listing details, and then send the properties there, and you can start with the offer process. Next is, I don't know, Theo?
Hi.
Hi.
I've got a question. If the person win the bid,
Yeah.
but afterwards now they withdraw for whatever reason, that's my one question. The second question, the person win the bid, but he does not succeed with finance.
So if the first one is not succeed with finance, you have, as seen, the second one and the third one, and you can go with them. So
Okay.
at first of all, you would call the highest or the maximum bidder and would tell him, okay, the seller was deciding for you. So now you need to get in all the finance details, papers, and so on. But bear in mind, there's a second and the third one. So I need these papers fast. Otherwise, for example, the seller was telling me already, I have to go to the second one or to the third one. So you can, get a little bit also time pressure into this process. And if you go then to the second one, he will not start again to negotiate the price because he knows there's a third one, which is a little bit behind that.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Right, Carol.
Casey?
Zitz, thank you very much. So I've got a few questions. Sorry, Felix, I just want to touch on what Theo was saying just now. He asked two questions. The one was, what if the finance fails, which was answered. But the other question was, what if they withdraw? So in other words, they've submitted their offer, but they decide they don't want to do it anymore. You know, I know that we don't really do withdrawals here in South Africa. If you sign an offer, it's kind of legal until you get financing, you don't get financing. So is there a withdrawal process in that? So if you could just answer that question, then I can get to mine.
In a way of, so it's as said, the same process as you do it right now in the analog way. So if you're receiving an offer, this is also not binding. So he can always say, I don't want to succeed, or don't want to go further with that. But with the SMS code verification and so on, we are in a way off, like in an online banking, and this creates emotional binding to the offers. So we have here very few and much less fail outs like this.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the questions that I had were, so Monica suggested starting at a lower selling price. What happens if the seller does not want to accept the lowest price that was offered? So everyone wants to negotiate and they want to come in lower, but it's not really where the seller wants to settle. So, you know, I've got a 2.2 million property which should be selling at about 1.9, but the seller might not really want 1.9, but I'm going to start the bidding at 1.9, and let's hypothetically say the only offer comes in at 1.9. Can the seller still reject that offer? And I see the head nodding there. And then the follow-on question is, and I think it comes back down to the financing question that Theo asked, because one of the requirements, the tick boxes that you had in the setup, was give proof of financing, which I'm going to assume from a South African perspective is your pre-qualification, to ensure that the person is making an offer that they can actually afford.
Yeah, in a way of yes. So the proof of financing can be something like, I don't know, the copy of your bank account, for example, or it could be also pre-qualification like you do it in South Africa. So, and you can also decide individually if you ask for that or not. So we have also in Europe many real estate agents which are not asking for that. To receive more offers in the end, to have more dynamic in the end, and in the end also to have a higher maximum bid. And as said, if the first one or the maximum bidder is not succeeding with the financing, you have the second and the third. And the other benefit out of that is that the first one was taking the second and the third already higher to their maximum offer.
Okay.
So this is also creating then a better price at the end if we are receiving more offers.
Very good.
Okay. And so the seller can reject
Yes.
the offer if it doesn't satisfy them.
He can reject that because also for the seller, it's not binding.
Okay.
And in this case, for example, you could also start with a price for 2.1 million, and you have the possibility to allow, with a flexible option, to place offers below the starting price. So this is also possible. In this case, for example, for sure, it's working best, like Monica, right? If you do the lowest price, you're attracting many people. You're attracting the people to place more offers, and then it's working better, for sure. But you can also create a dynamic like this, that you're starting with 2.1 million, for example. You can allow the prospect to place offers from 1.7 or 1.75, for example, and then you're creating an auction dynamic below the starting price, and then it's going up again. And so you can show then also to this seller, okay, this is really the best price which you are getting right now, as you can see. So because I was allowing the prospects to start with 1.75, they have gone now to 1.95, for example, right? So like I said, my market value is right, and my market evaluation is right. And now you can see here is one guy who was doing the extra mile, or two guys who have done the extra mile, and most of them were just offering at 1.75, for example. And so you can,
Okay, thank you very much.
Great, thanks, Daryl. Brad.
Morning. Just a comment from my side. I set up a round of bidding on a property recently, and unfortunately came a bit unstuck when I had two buyers who wanted to make offers subject to the sale of their current home. And I gave that feedback to Felix and his team, and to their credit, they very quickly rectified it and set up a mechanism for buyers to put in a subject to sale clause in their offer to purchase. So the next round I try hopefully will be a bit more streamlined. But well done to Felix and his team for sorting it out so quickly.
Perfect. Thank you for your feedback.
Freddie.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, Felix. Good to see you again. I just wanted to speak about in our situation in South Africa. It's all very well and good, but I just want to say, as agents, we need to probably guard against the loan to value if it is an offer subject to a bond financing, that we might chase up the offer amount beyond what a bank would actually value the property at. One must be, I just want to throw a little bit of caution there when you get a value that a bank might not finance. So that is just what I want to sort of caution agents about, that we don't push beyond loan to value ratio here. We will have a value that the bank won't have an appetite for. That's all that I want to just throw in there, that one must be conscious of that fact as well.
Okay, super. Felix, any response to that?
In a way of, I mean, we have always prospects in the process, which are having more possibilities to pay more for the properties. So from my perspective, it's always helpful to get at the end the best price. If they don't get the financing, then you can go on with the second one. So from my perspective, yeah, I've seen already in Europe where the prices were gone 50%, 20 or 30% over the real market price. And for sure, at the end, there have been already people, or also people into this process, which are able then to buy or to pay this. So I would not, I don't know.
Yeah, Felix, I think that is a sort of a scenario that might not be relevant to any other market but South African banks and South African market values. So when we talk about bank finance, the bank value might not be in line with what we're actually selling the property for, or the bids, and understand that dynamic. So yeah, the reason I'm putting that forward is we're getting so excited. It's fantastic. I love the bidding platform, and we are trying to get as much value into the hand of the seller, but we might also have an overzealous buyer who doesn't really take into consideration what is a bank willing to lend to a potential purchaser in terms of the value that they see for the property, and then we fall flat. Hence, it is a good idea to have 2 or 3 backups that you keep if your first purchaser or the winning bidder doesn't get that bond approved because of the banks not seeing value in the property. That's what I'm after.
Yeah.
You.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Billy.
Definitely.
Ashley. Ash Rodder.
Okay, sorry. Let me just switch this off. Sorry. If I can't get this right, is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect, Ash.
Okay, so I just wanted to quickly say there were a few things I made notes on, and now I can't hear myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ash, we can. You go ahead.
Okay, sorry guys, just struggling this morning. All right, Daryl, he brought up some interesting points, and I think the important thing is just to remember that this is like Monica said, it's almost a management platform to help us in the process of interacting with our buyers, getting them excited, getting them to participate and get higher offers. But until we get everything in wet ink, nothing is binding. And so all the legal principles of South Africa apply, and we can structure that in all our offers. And that's why obviously it's good to get the financing, the pre-qualifications done ahead of time as much as we can. That 72-hour clause in our contract still applies. So my understanding is that we could get actually a few of the top bids simultaneously applying to the banks. I mean, surely there's nothing wrong with that as long as we're transparent about it, because it's all about who gets the financing first, right? So that would be one way to save time, safeguarding your deals so that the top bid who basically applies, it doesn't fall through. So that would be my one solution is safeguard your deals by getting pre-qualification upfront. And if you can't, at least, exercise your rights with the 72-hour clause. And of course, obviously sellers can pull out, then we have to accept a bid, because until everything is in wet ink and everyone has an agreement, nothing is binding. Regarding the OTP document, at EXP, they do allow us to change our documents and customize them. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend this to any new agent or someone who doesn't know the legalities of the law. Like, for instance, Jan often suggests that he would help agents. I have tweaked my offer, for instance, to take sensitive information out of it. I prefer the buyer doesn't see my commission, that kind of thing. And with Poppy, you also want some of the Poppier, you want some of your information as well to be privileged. So I have annexures. Just want to ask you and Monica, based on your playing with the system thus far, when you get to that point when the offer now is printable, can it be customized or is it set on the program?
Right now it's set from the program. I think we are already talking about this possibility also with Ravi to make here changes from the agent side. So far, I don't know how far we are getting there, but for sure, this would be possible if we decide to go with that.
Okay, great. Thanks. And then one last comment about the banks. With Property Leader, when we get the valuations up front, they always promised me years ago that if I were to bring them, just following Ferdy, your comment, if I were to bring them an offer that was higher than the valuation amount, they would look into it as long as I could give them some form of data proof. I'm just wondering, I'm chucking this idea out here, but if we, like we just did today as a role play, but let's say we have, where Monica had such a good response, let's say we have 10 people all showing their willingness to pay more than what we thought we would have gotten. Can't we show that to the banks and motivate? I'm always trying to pull the prices up because it's good for the economy. I know we've got to be realistic, but at the end of the day, I always try to motivate to the banks. If the market's willing to pay more, then be willing to, maximize it a bit. That's my comments. Thanks.
Super. Thanks, Ash. Great. Chris Whaling, why don't we end it with you?
Hi, Steve. Yeah, what I wanted to ask, just from the point of view of if you're going to take the top 3 offers, would you get your seller to, like traditionally, sign a first offer, backup, and a second backup? You get all 3 of them signed?
That is my question as well.
Right now, there's just a possibility to have the signature lines on the first one or the one who you have decided for. I need to look into that if there's a possibility to get also some or the second and the third one too. So I will come back to you with that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jan, you want to make a comment?
Yeah, I think this is so fascinating because it's gone into deal management. You see, it's really the system, the OTP, which is in there, it's got the standard 72-hour clause. Our 72-hour clause is really about a cash offer trumping a bond. That's how ours is structured, right? But you do get different kinds of 72-hour clauses out there. And you can also get something called a race to the line clause, where you've got a lot of buyers and you say, well, who's going to get in first? Whoever gets there first. But that's a different document or different clause, right? But I think this allows us some food for thought. Once you've got a whole lot of offers on the table, now you can start thinking how to manage it, how to change it, and how to work it. So I think it needs a bit of a follow-up to this because it's opening up the realms for agents to do better. But at the moment, as it stands, it's great. You're sitting there with a lot of offers. If the first one fails, you can take the second one. Or, as Ashley has said, maybe you can sign more than one offer and exercise our 72-hour clause as it is now. Or you can do more amendments and sign more than one offer, but beware of having 2 binding offers signed, of course. So there's more to it, but it's opening up the possibilities for agents, I really think. Yeah. But that's subject for another time, I think.
Great. Felix, have you put your email address in the chat? Maybe if you could just put it in one last time so that it's at the bottom of the chat. And guys, if you want to pick up the conversation, make other requests, ask questions, please get in touch directly with Felix. Obviously, Monica can also help with questions having used the system. But try it. Get in there, play around, get it on a live offer, and let's see what happens. I'd love to hear feedback and testimonials from you guys if you use it. And let's start helping each other use the system because I think this is a phenomenally powerful tool in our businesses. Felix, thank you for your time today. We so appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you all for your time. And I have also filled in my contact details, so just get in touch and I will help you if you have questions. I'm looking forward to see the first results.
Thank you, Felix. Okay, guys, God bless you all. Thank you for joining. Have a great week further.
Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Felix. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone.